when this thing is on.
Because it's here we are at the Minority Media and Telecom Council. I'm with Ravi Kapur, the television media owner of Chicago 22. Mr. Ravi Kapur, you own 2 stations. Can you explain more about your business and the issues and challenges that you're facing today?
Sure. About 5 years ago, I acquired a TV station in San Jose called KAXT. It's a Class A low-power TV station that was basically fallow, broadcasting analog television. It was basically a dead TV station. The digital TV transition, which just had its 5th anniversary last month, enabled broadcast TV stations to go from analog to digital and to do multicasting. And so you could put on multiple channels 24/7 at the same time, all for free, and you just stick a pair of rabbit ears in the back of your HD TV and it works. Well, we found technology and we were able to actually put on 12 different video channels simultaneously, which is still the most that any TV station has ever done, ever. And we were able to serve multicultural communities that had never received local service. And so as things have evolved, we now have 5 Vietnamese channels that all do local news. We have the first South Asian, Indian television network. We've had African American on, Korean, Taiwanese, Filipino. We have Chinese programming to this day, Hispanic programming. So you can really see what can be done with digital spectrum, and KAXT certainly was a model for that. We got nominated for Television Station of the Year in 2010 by Broadcast Engineering. To give you some perspective, in 2009, ESPN won the award. So for our little TV station, which is a fairly humble operation, just to get nominated was a big deal for us. And so I think we proved that leveraging technology and trying to do local community service is actually good business. And we built a viable business that continues to grow. I built another TV station in Chicago, WRJK, and we've got the first local Chinese channel, a Hispanic channel, as well as an Indian channel. And hopefully we can spread that around the country. Our Indian channel's gone national too in other markets. And so I guess the bottom line is, because the spectrum auction is pending, television stations like KAXT, like WRJK, are facing basically imminent demise, because the spectrum, in the belief of many of the folks here in Washington, it's better held in the hands of the major conglomerates like Verizon and AT&T, and little guys like me who just want to be an independent programmer and give opportunities to folks, on the streets to have access to the airwaves. They don't see that as the highest and best use for the technology. I firmly disagree with their assessment. I think you can actually have free, local, over-the-air television, and we can actually even do broadband as well using digital spectrum. There's a whole host of uses, and we're just getting started, which is why it's frustrating to see them pull the rug from underneath us at this juncture when there's still so far to go.
So FCC Commissioner Tom Wheeler, rather than bridging the digital divide, is in fact increasing the digital divide.
Well, I wouldn't just put it all on Tom Wheeler's shoulders. I mean, don't forget, a lot of the stuff was implemented under Julius Giannakowski's regime, and this is a directive from the White House. So, President Obama and his staff has a role in this. But what's interesting, this is a bipartisan effort. You can't just pin this on Democrats. You can't just pin this on Republicans. This is probably the only bipartisan effort we've seen since Obama got elected, which is what's phenomenal. So Democrats and Republicans all have unified behind this notion that we're going to raise money for the Treasury and we're going to pay down our debt. But when you talk to folks in the Appropriations Committee like I have, and they say, well, if you look at the bill, it's going to raise approximately $10 billion for the U.S. Treasury over 13 years. So when you really look at the economics, that's literally lunch money for the U.S. government, $10 billion over 13 years. And what are you getting for that $10 billion? You're eliminating the limited diversity in ownership. There'll be virtually no diversity in ownership. It's 2014 as we do this interview. Let's see if my prediction comes true. It'll be a sad prediction, but I predict in the next 5 years, you're going to have less than 1% of television stations owned by women and minorities.
Thank you. Cool.